Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is my great pleasure to be with you today from my bedroom to your bedroom. I guess that's the sort of life that we're living in 2020 and 2021. So welcome 2021 coming our way. So we're here. We're going to be offering some beautiful suggestions, advice, personal development ideas on how to live a better 2021, inshallah. So with that, I want to start, with the program is called F.R.E.S.H 2021. It's a 3-week development course, personal development that is, and we're going to be meeting every Tuesdays and Thursdays, inshallah. Noon, 12 o'clock, this is where we're going to start. This is where we're going to be meeting. And I'm here as your brother, not a coach looking down and trying to get you to do more push-ups or sit-ups or anything like that. Just your brother here. We're in the same boat, which we're struggling, we're working together, helping and supporting each other. So that's the aim, inshallah. So good to be here. And part of the secret of all of this on my end is this: when I try to encourage other people to do better, I put myself in that place where I have to say to myself, I have to do better. So it's a win-win situation where, inshallah, we're going to work on it together. I want to give you the foundational principles of what F.R.E.S.H stands upon. So this is an introduction to F.R.E.S.H. F.R.E.S.H stands for, if you haven't memorized by now, finance, relationship, education, spirituality, and health. So how could we do better in these 5 fundamental areas, inshallah, of life, so we could develop and grow as human beings, as people who are kind, loving, generous, giving, all these things. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to share with you the slides. My name is Faraz Khan, and I'm here as your brother, helping you on this personal development journey in better 2021, inshallah, and hoping to have better results for myself as well. Okay, with that, inshallah, I'm going to share my screen, okay, and we'll go on this journey together. Give me a second. If you could grab your, some paper, pencil, that would be helpful, because I'm going to share with you some really cool formulas, gadgets. Well, there are no gadgets here, but some really good information, inshallah. So F.R.E.S.H 2021, you are here. But more importantly, where are you going? Okay, that's the question. This is about personal development. It involves you. You're looking at yourself and you're saying to yourself, what am I doing? It's a deep, profound question. Now that I'm here, what should I do to go another step, to go another mile, get better, whatever phase in my life. And there are many of us who are basically helping our kids, develop, grow, watching them, have fun, play, and we're supporting them. There's some of us who are not there in family life in that situation. We're still in college or school, and we're still working on our studies and our journey. Some of us are old enough that we have grandchildren, and we are living happily ever after with them, and we're enjoying these moments. But we could still contribute, we could still grow. And that is the message today that I want you to deliver, inshallah. So F.R.E.S.H, again, stands for better finance, relationship, education, spirituality, and health. So today it's an introduction. Each course, so Thursday we're going to go over finance. Next week Tuesday we're going to go over relationship. Thursday on education. So Tuesdays and Thursdays we're going to meet at noontime. Okay, and this is a schedule. Moving forward, so you arrived here in 2021. Are you still on the left side of if you're looking at it, spectrum, or are you making progress? That's the gist of it. So are you still making progress, or are you still stuck back some years ago? So we want to make sure that we are in the right, we have arrived at the right juncture, right place, right time, right mentality, right equipment. So F.R.E.S.H 21, this is basically the summary of F.R.E.S.H. Again, better finance, relationship, education, spirituality, and health. Okay, now that we've mentioned that, first thing first, I want to go over what trips up people, right? And I want to talk about, there are two things. Basically, who you are is your a summary or summarization of of a philosophy or the beliefs you carry and values you have, and practice and how you put into practice, how you try to work hard, achieve things, your worldview, right? This is what it all makes up of: philosophy and practice. And I want to talk about the idea where we're coming from, right? So there's a quick story that I want to share. If you have heard of this story, that's great. If not, I just want you to be aware of it, because many times people fall into a false understanding of things. So some time ago, there was a reporter who was looking for, people who perform miracles, and he asked around, where could I find these people who could perhaps, walk on water, walk on fire, and do, fly in the air, all these magical things, right? Where can I find miracle performers? And so he was told to go to a oldest city in the world, which is Damascus. And it says there are many, people of God who are able to perform these, sages who are able to perform these miracles. So this man went to Damascus asking people, where can I find these people? And so he went from one group of people to another, one mosque to another, one imam to another, one sheikh to another. And they all said, I'm just a humble person. I don't know. I can't perform any miracles. But God allows miracles to be performed by those who are great people and people who have done great things. So he went from one sheikh to another to a point where he arrived finally at this place, at this grand sheikh or scholar who everybody said he if you are around him, miracles are performed every day and night pretty much. So you never know what you're gonna catch. So be with him. So finally he arrives at this great grand sheikh's place. And the grand sheikh looks at him and he says, "Oh, so you're looking at those things. You want to, be aware of these things where people fly in the air, walk on water, levitate, and all these things." He says, "Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for." So the sheikh said to him, "Oh, that's happening in Damascus every day and every night. You haven't heard about it?" And the reporter, was intrigued. He was like, "Well, tell me more about it. Where is this place where these, people are flying?" He says, "Yeah, they are flying in, flying out, daytime, nighttime. You could catch them in the afternoon." So the reporter was like, "Okay, I'm ready to go if you want me to. Where is this place?" So the sheikh said, "Not too far away from here, there's Damascus International Airport. And if you're interested in flying in and flying out, people are doing that for a long time in Damascus, you could go to the airport. However, if you're interested in becoming a better person, a better, giving, a generous, a person who has good qualities, who wants to help other people, then you could practice this deen a little bit better." So that was his way of inviting him to a personal development message where miracles, if you're interested in flying around and doing these things, that's really not the goal. The goal is to become better at what you do, better around people in your family, better around people and your neighbors, at coworkers and others. So achievement, so this is a story that I want to talk about, that people have the idea, the goal of this story here is that people want to achieve things with magic or miracles. They just want to, hit a grand slam, and they think that they could just arrive at that moment where if everybody who does great work or great achievement, they know the fact that they arrived after many, many years of struggles, many nights that they spent studying, hard work, struggling through financial means or financially, with their relatives, struggling spiritually to arrive at a juncture where they kind of arrived right at that moment. So understand that, and I hope you take that into consideration. You should not have beliefs that basically poof, this miracle is going to happen or magic's going to happen and you're going to arrive one day. We have to start working one step at a time. So what it means is, point number 2, achievement. Achievement in life is based on effort, not just feel-good stories or not just, hey, I'll get there. You hope for it. You have to have destination, even in your GPS, if you want to arrive there. All right. So there are no shortcuts. Effort is needed. And again, your personal philosophy, beliefs about where you're going and how you're going to look at life, your worldview should have a moral compass that guides you to the right path. Okay. The last thing is law of attraction. And basically, you're going to attract circumstances, people, the way you personally look at the world. If you find the world to be a giving place, you'll find many people giving back, generous people. But if you're going to find, if you look at the world and people as stingy, miser, no good, jealous, you're going to find, that's what you're going to find in the world out there. Okay, so again, finance, relationship, education, spirituality, and health. We're talking about these things. Personal development. First, we're going to need to dive a little bit deeper at a foundational level before we go into how to practice, how to have these tips and techniques to become better in those 5 areas. One of the tips, foundational stuff that I want you to understand, that F.R.E.S.H is based off of L2GG, right? What does that mean? I want you to write this one down, all right? And that is to live, to give, and grow. This is the formula for achievement. Many people don't understand what they're doing in their life. It's mind-boggling. They just arrived and they're here to, they worry about more about the battery life of their cell phone. They worry more about the programs that they have, downloaded on Netflix or have looked into or need to search. They worry more about the afternoon lunch or dinner, what's there. That's what their general, struggle of the day is, And I think we could do better in terms of hoping to do more, in terms of achieving more. And this is L2GG, if you write that down. Live, to give, and that's how you grow. And it's a cycle, so it's a circle. Live your life with the intention of giving, and that's how you're going to grow. And when I say give, it simply doesn't mean give of people, for I guess many reasons, they assign giving as financial things. That's not the only thing. F.R.E.S.H, we have a understanding that you could give in all 5 of these categories, right? You could give financially, but you could give to a relative some time. You could give spiritually and helping people, asking them how they're doing, giving a call to people who are sick, who are struggling. Health-wise, you could teach people, you could learn, you could grow and share with other people. So education, you could give many tips and techniques and what you have learned and how others could grow. So live, to give, and grow. And that's really your moral compass is based off of this. And if that's how we live, we avoid what's called hoarding, right? Which is a sickness. And so live, to give, and grow. Adorn yourself with F.R.E.S.H life skills. And when you're giving, a giving person, people look at some, whether you call them founding fathers or people who are known, they have a legacy of some sort. Like, let's take Muhammad Ali, right? The boxer, right? May God be pleased with him. Look at his legacy. He was a person who was giving. So what happens when you're giving all the time? You command respect, gives you honor, brings you happiness. You grow as an individual. Right? So people who are giving, that's what you see as a result. Look at other people, like from our life, right? We could look at, there are certain people within our families that command respect, and we say, why do they command respect? You will find that those people that you respect, and I want you to think about a person right? You could see their face, right? If they command your respect, they're somebody who touched you by their giving. They're giving of their time, giving of their, financial assistance, giving of advice of some sort, whether they're a scholar, religious person, a sage, a spiritual person, a teacher. They've given you something, and that's the reason why they command an honor, respect in your eyesight. So when you become this person who's always giving, you're creating a legacy that will last way beyond your lifetime. So L2GG, one of the foundational principles of F.R.E.S.H. I hope you're enjoying it. And as much as I'm enjoying the time here, we have about 10 more minutes, I would say. I think this is going great. Thank you again for being here. I'm going to talk about a little bit about superhero, because there's an understanding that we all have this consciousness that is with us. We're going to be covering F.R.E.S.H, finance, relationship, education, spirituality, and health. If you're joining us late, every Tuesdays and Thursdays at noontime for 15 minutes. Today's program may go a little bit longer just because I'm introducing these pillars or introducing these ideas to you as foundational principles which F.R.E.S.H is based off of. So superhero you, what does that mean? And you can see my Marvel superheroes. Number one amongst them, actually, by the way, for most people, it's Superman. Some people think it's Batman. I'll leave that debate out for now. But F.R.E.S.H is F.R.E.S.H. What is F.R.E.S.H? Right? F.R.E.S.H is basically a formula. It's five. I call it 5 pillars of a good life. Just like five pillars of Islam, or these understandings, and E equals MC square, right? These are understandings that we have actually reduced to a very simple formula or framework. And that's what F.R.E.S.H is. It's a simple framework that allows you to be able to check yourself against, a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that we could discuss. It all starts with accountability, right? If you want to be that superhero, right, that greatest version of yourself, right? Strong, powerful, generous, giving, loving, beautiful, caring, all these adjectives that are there, right? If you want to be that superhero you, it starts with accountability, right? And people think, because people look at it, you have to be real with yourself. People look at, so I want you to look at all 5, what do you call 5 pillars: finance, relationship, education, spirituality, and health, and think about it. Where do you stand? Where are you? Take an account of yourself. It's 2021. Where am I? How am I doing? And, some people like to loathe themselves and say, oh, poor me. I'm just so bad at this. And some people are just too proud to admit that they're wrong anytime, or that they're struggling. Right? So these are 2 extremes. But what I've found at my study of people, great people, people who have struggled or who are struggling, what I've found is that at least one of the 5, whether finance, relationship, education, spirituality, or health, one of the 5, people are going to struggle. And that would be their Achilles, right? Achilles heel, right? Achilles, the problem that they have. And there are people, and same people, they would be really strong in another field. And so you have to find out which one of the 5 you're really strong. Take an accountability and enhance the other. We're going to work on the others as well. And so some people, again, they're drifting away and they don't realize. Some people are swimming. Some people are drowning and they're thinking that they're doing okay in life. And I want you to be the one who's saving other people, right? You're not just worried about swimming ashore. You're worried about, hey, look, there are other people who are struggling. Let me help. And if you're that person, then it's limitless, like how far you could go in terms of your superhero abilities. And so last point, I want to say this to you: the current you, right, the person you are, and then you see a vision of yourself, and I call that superhero you, right? That vision, there's a difference, right? There's always a distance between the 2. You want to be the most generous person. You want to be the best buddy. You want to be the best, in sports, or person who's giving. That version of you, you have to close the gap. You have to close the gap and struggle and become a better person by changing your habits, changing yourself to a better you. And unless we do that, we're still going to be the same old, same old. And so in 2021, you have to close that gap. And that's what the F.R.E.S.H formula is about. How do we close the gap? The ideal you, the person that you say, you know, that's who I should be as a good person, and the person that you are today. You have to slay that dragon, right, within you, where you say, you know what, whatever bad habits I have or things that I'm struggling with, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to write another chapter in my life. And 2021 is the best start. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to cheer you on. I'm going to be here to say, you know what, we're in this all together. We're going to talk as brothers, as sisters, and we're going to cheer each other, and we're going to have better results, inshallah. So we're going to come to a conclusion, maybe a few more minutes. And I want you to know, you are in charge, nobody else. You have the free will, you have the power to do anything you want to do, right? If you want to take care of your bedroom, you could take care of your bedroom, right? If you want to take care of your laundry, you could take care of your laundry. If you want to take care of your children, you could take care of your children. If you want to take care of some artistic ability, some performance, some things that you have always dreamed of, you could do that. You could do that. But you have to put time and effort into it. You have to struggle. You're going to have to, and you have to stop listening to the negative voice in your head. All right? I want you to know this. Oh, people, what are people going to say? Oh, no, you know what? How could you do this? That's not who you are. If you're doing the right thing, that's who you are, and that's the thing you should do. So, and believe it or not, that's the message I want to give to everybody, that you could do it. You should be proud of who you are, but don't settle for who you are. Be somebody great. Be somebody like, we talked about Muhammad Ali, great example, how he went from nobody to somebody that is beloved in the entire world, right? So I struggle every day, and I try my best to live by these principles, but I'm also a human being, so I don't expect perfection from anybody, and that's the important part. Struggle. You're going to have lapses, but keep going. Again, results are not guaranteed. This is not a financial advice or medical. Don't take me as your personal doctor. I'm not here as a counselor, as a psychologist, and I'm definitely not an imam or sheikh to give you advice on religious matter. And so here we are at the end of our first introduction. We have exactly 1 minute, and I want to appreciate, thank you so much to ISCJ and the other mosques in the area and community members who have always helped me. I'm basically, I'm here as your brother, also struggling in the same boat. We have families, the COVID-19 struggles, and teaching them, educating them, all that is there. We all have our plates full, but we have so much to be thankful for, and that's what a believer, a person of faith, a person who is mature realizes and recognizes. And so it's a good position to be in. It's a good challenge. So let us do our best. I will be seeing you, inshallah, this Thursday at 12 o'clock again, and we're going to talk about finance, where people go wrong, what are some of the myths about money, making money, finance, about a few tips and questions about what you should have, 3 or 4 things you should take care of, like now, 2021. Why it's important. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. You should look into your personal finance with a financial advisor, but start paying attention to these details. There are many people who are good and they have great personalities, but they simply focus on either their spirituality or one aspect or their career, and they get lost with everything. I am hoping that this F.R.E.S.H principle, F.R.E.S.H formula, finance, better relationship, better education, better spirituality, and better health will give you something that you could work with and hopefully have a better understanding. So I'm going to end here. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for joining. And the sun's out here this way. I apologize. But we're here together. I'm here as your brother. We're going to continue Thursday. We're going to do finance. And I hope you could join me, inshallah. I appreciate you coming and listening. And any questions, you could type it up and we'll talk about them. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Have a wonderful day.